It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers still holding that hot hand by winning last night. They've won 6 straight at home. They have beaten a good Colorado team 8 straight times here at Dodger Stadium. You have to go back a few years where the Dodgers beat the Padres 10 straight here at home. The pitching for today, Brandon McCarthy on the mound for the Dodgers, coming off that strange game, remember, against Seattle, where he was brilliant as far as striking out 10, no walks, but he gave up 4 home runs. Nevertheless, he is 1-0 for the year, and against the Rockies, 0-2 in his career, 0-1 last year. On the mound for Colorado, it will be the right-hander Eddie Butler. Butler's in direct contrast to McCarthy. McCarthy with great control. Butler's fighting it a little bit. He has walked 10 and struck out but 6. Nevertheless, he is 1-0. He has a fine earned run average of 1.6. Dodgers did beat him last year. The Dodger bullpen continues to excel. The opposition is hitting 0.5 against the Dodgers. They have been absolutely brilliant, and they've saved 3 and piling up 25 strikeouts as well. Well, we'll get to the ball game, the Rockies and the Dodgers, and a whole lot more right after this. A beautiful summer's day here at Dodger Stadium. The only minus, when you gaze out towards center field, it's very hazy beyond the inner core of hills, and the mountains have just about disappeared. Otherwise, it's a beautiful day in the ballpark. So pull up a chair and spend part of the time with us, and we'll see how the Dodgers and Rockies come out. Walt Weiss, a hungry ball club now. They've lost 8 straight here at Dodger Stadium. Charlie Blackmon starts off in center field. Carlos Gonzalez in right field, and Troy Tulowitzki at short. Then you have Justin Morneau hitting cleanup. Nolan Arenado at third. Corey Dickerson in left field. Michael McHenry goes behind the plate instead of Mick Hundley. Daniel Descalso instead of DJ LeMahieu, and Eddie Butler on the hill. And Brandon McCarthy's first pitch to Charlie Blackmon is low. Ball 1, 1-0. Blackmon facing McCarthy, who had 19 strikeouts and 1 walk in this so far this year. The next pitch is in for a strike, and the count 1-1. McCarthy had that wild game. Charlie Blackmon has a double and a home run in the 2 games. Charlie has hit in 8 of 11. And he's had 9 hits in his last 26 at bats. Swings, doesn't get it, and the count 1-2. 76 degrees here at Dodger Stadium. Final game of the homestand. Charlie playing center field, rangy left-hand batter. Here comes McCarthy back and drops it a little low, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCarthy with all of his other pitches, and the thing that apparently has changed him for the better, when he went to the Yankees and Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach, said, "Hey, dust off that cutter, throw it." He said, "Well, they wouldn't let me throw it in Arizona." He said, "For us, you throw it." And ever since, he's been doing very well. He just misses, and he's gone all the way to Blackmon, 3-2. Rockies are 7-4, 1 game back of the Dodgers, who are 8-3, and of course the Dodgers with a 6-game winning streak. The pitch to Blackmon is swung on and foul back, and the count stays 3-2. The D-backs and the Giants are underway up north. Jeremy Hillickson 0-2 against Tim Hudson, 0-1. Hudson, by the way, is 9-1 lifetime against the Diamondbacks. So McCarthy looks in to get a sign from A.J. Ellis. Brandon ready and comes back, and it is swung on and missed, strike 3. So Charlie Blackmon bites the dust. 1 away on the strikeout. We can take a look at the Dodgers defensively. Gonzalez and Kendrick, Rollins and Turner at third. Van Slyke, Peterson, and Ethier in the outfield, and Ellis behind the plate. A health checkup, nothing wrong with Uribe. They'll give him the day off. Also, Turner hit well against Eddie Butler in the past. Scott Van Slyke playing for Carl Crawford, who might have the flu, but he's under the weather. The first pitch poked foul off to the left by Gonzalez, 0-1 the count. Yasiel Puig, the Dodgers played him yesterday. Remember, he has that tender hamstring, and last night he had a walk, a single, and a double. And they decided, okay, we don't want to force that ham. If he has today off, he'll be off tomorrow, and he won't have to play till Tuesday night. The next pitch, a half swing to Gonzalez, and the count 0 balls and 2 strikes. Cargo, as they call him, hitting .375 in the past against McCarthy, and has always hit well against the Dodgers. Fouls the pitch away. 0 balls and 2 strikes to Carlos Gonzalez. Outstanding ball player. They have a great lineup. You know, when you look at the Rockies, the position players are dynamite. They'll go as far as their pitching will take them. And of course, pitching in Colorado is a different story. The next pitch way off the plate, 1-2. But you look at Blackmon, Gonzalez, Tulowitzki, Morneau, Arenado, Dickerson, and if LeMahieu's in there, they have quite a 7 or 8 batters. Good lineup. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Tulowitzki waiting on deck, hitting third for Walt Weiss. So Gonzalez, who has hit safely in 7 of the first 9, they're still talking about the home run he hit in Milwaukee. It went 466 feet. 1-2 pitch is a hold-up swing and no swing, says Tim Timmons at third. The plate umpire today is Todd Tishner. He did his first major league assignment here at Dodger Stadium June the 8th, 2007. The 2-2 pitch on the way, reached for and fouled away. 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside part of the plate. Dodgers do not load up the infield with Gonzalez. So a traditional setup, they do swing around towards first, and big gap, huge gap in left center. Van Slyke straight away, and Peterson is in slight right center. That's the wide open spaces here at Dodger Stadium in left center field. 2-2 pitch on the way, a hopper that's going to go through into left field for the base hit. Scott Van Slyke up with it, gets it back in. So the 1-out single by Gonzalez, shortstop, and the batter will be Troy Tulowitzki. So the pitch was up. Gonzalez hits it the other way, and with the shortstop Rollins near the bag at second, the big hole, and he exploits it for a base hit. So now Troy Tulowitzki checking in. He has really worn out McCarthy. Tulowitzki is 5 for 9 against McCarthy with a home run. That's a .556 batting average. One thing McCarthy is doing, he's having to work hard. First two batters, Blackman and Gonzalez, they saw 15 pitches. So now Tulowitzki checks in, and the first pitch is looked at for a strike, and the count 0-1. So McCarthy's already made 16 pitches. A very patient Colorado lineup, apparently. Tulo has hit safely in 6 straight, 10 of the 11. Marvelous all-around player. Throw to first. Gonzalez back on the bag. Tulowitzki, among other things, has 7 doubles. He's hit in all 5 games on the road trip. Tulo, straight up hitter. McCarthy comes back 0-1. That's pulled foul down the line, back into the crowd. No balls and 2 strikes. Tulowitzki, the engine really that makes the Rockies go. In game 1, he had a single and a home run. In game 2, he had a single in 4 at-bats. Tulo always a threat. So 1 out, first inning, no score. Carlos Gonzalez at first base. McCarthy to the plate. Breaking ball is hit to left. On the move to his right is Van Slyke. Makes the catch right on the edge of the grass and track, and gets the ball back to the infield. So Tulowitzki just missed hitting that curveball. And the batter, Justin Morneau. Justin Morneau, last year's champion at the bat. Starting off having hit safely in 7 of 10. The 10th of April, he came up with his 1,500th major league hit, and it was a good one. It was a home run against Chicago, and that was opening day in Colorado. He takes a strike. Dodgers now load up the right side of the infield. So Rollins on the other side of the bag, although he is straight up the middle, and all alone Justin Turner. No balls and 1 strike, the count to Morneau. He swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-2. Basically, when you load up one side of the infield, left side for a right-hand batter, right side for a left-hand hitter, you're loading up against the hitter's strength. The strike 2 pitch is swung on and missed, and that takes care of Morneau. And for McCarthy, he continues with the strikeouts. 2 in the inning, 21 in the young season. And at the end of half an inning, no runs, a hit, a man left. And the Dodgers coming up, no score. made 21 pitches. However, he made 15 pitches to the first 2 hitters and only 6 pitches to the next 2 hitters. And as it worked out for him, Don Mattingly saw that he gave up the base hit, but he also struck out 2. Here's Mattingly's lineup now, going up against Eddie Butler, and it'll be Jimmy Rollins to lead it off. Justin Turner at third, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Howie Kendrick at second base. Andre Ethier in right, Scott Van Slyke in left, Jock Peterson in center, A.J. Ellis the catcher, and McCarthy the pitcher. Jimmy Rollins ranked 5th among National League leadoff hitters in pitches per plate appearance. Jimmy's averaging 4 pitches in at bat. He had a great night last night in that category, and the first pitch is taken off the plate, ball 1. Last night, Jimmy Rollins had 5 plate appearances. He saw 25 pitches. 15 of the 25 were out of the strike zone. And the 1-0 pitch, he takes low, ball 2. That's the story of Eddie Butler. We can give you some baseball notes on Butler, not so much his background, and it's rather interesting. The 2-0 pitch on the way is taken for a strike. Number 1, 20% of the plate appearances against Eddie Butler are walks. He has at least men in scoring position. The hitters are 0 for 10 as Rollins fouls it away. He has a lot of 3-0 counts. 10% go 3-0. He is very much of a ground ball pitcher, almost 2.5 ground balls to a fly ball. The right-hand batters are hitting just 143 against him, but the left-handers are hitting 333 as Rollins holds up, and it's going to be a strike, and down he goes. So Rollins checking up, strikes out anyway, and we have 1 down in the first inning. We can take a look at the Rockies now behind Butler. Morneau, Descalso, Tulowitzki, and Arenado. Dickerson, Blackman, and Gonzalez. McHenry behind the plate. And the pride of Chesapeake, Virginia, Eddie Butler on the mound. Now the batter is Justin Turner. Turner is in there for one very good reason. The fact that he has had a great deal of success against Eddie Butler. He has a look at the first pitch, ball 1. Justin Turner, 4 hits, 5 at-bats, hitting .800 in the past. Get back to Eddie Butler, the kind of a pitcher he is, since we only see him once in a while. The 1-0 pitch on the way, in at the knuckles, ball 2. If Butler is ahead or even with the count, the batters are hitting only 148 against him. But if he's behind, look out. They're hitting 417. Chopper back a third, backhanded short hop by Arenado to throw him out. What a marvelous third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Terrific. Take another look, and he even makes the tough plays look so easy. That was a tough play. High chopper. He's going to go to the line, short hop and backhanded, and while in foul ground on one leg, he throws straight across to Morneau. Another brilliant play by a brilliant third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Adrian Gonzalez coming in. Gonzalez is so hot, he's even going against his career. He shows bunt, takes a strike. In Adrian's career, he would strike out about every 5, almost 6 at-bats. This April, he has struck out once every 16, almost 17 at-bats. He takes under the hands. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Adrian, of course, the big man in the butter and egg area with 14 RBIs. Paul Goldschmidt, last we looked, had 13. The 1-1 pitch, Adrian takes a strike. 1-2 the count. Diamondbacks have jumped out in front. They're leading the Giants 2-1 first inning. Adrian putting up huge numbers right now. And one reason, as he said, I have really reduced it to simplicity. He holds up on a pitch low, 2-2. He used to think about maybe I'll pull this pitch or I'm going to go the other way with that pitch. Now he said all I think about is trying to hit the ball hard. They have the infield swung all the way around, but they don't load up. Arenado is in the hole at short. 2-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the hole, plugged up by Descalso to make the play, and the Dodgers go quietly in the first inning. We can tell you up north, Goldschmidt hit a 2-run home run to give him 15 RBIs, so he's moved ahead of Adrian Gonzalez. And at the end of an inning, no score.
Top of the second inning. Number 28, third baseman Nolan Arenado.
We're going to the second inning. No score in the ball game. The Dodgers and Rockies. Nolan Arenado, one of the outstanding young players in the game, will lead it off, followed by Corey Dickerson and then Mike McHenry. Arenado, a magician with the glove, and he's also hitting .317 with 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Couple of hits in the series. Right-hand batter looks at a strike, and we're well into it again. Arenado has 9 extra base hits. That would put him second in the major leagues. 3 home runs and 6 doubles. The next pitch, off-speed breaking ball away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Arenado has reached base in all but 1 game, and he has hit safely 9 of 11. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Nolan holds up on an off-speed strike, change up on the inside part of the plate. A 2-time Gold Glover, and boy, anytime you see him, you realize he deserves it. Meanwhile, McCarthy, deep in thought, trying to figure out what to do with the right-hand hitter, comes with a fastball, and it's fouled away. McCarthy hits 95 on the gun. So Brandon trying to win his second. He is 0-2 lifetime against Colorado. Brandon ready in the 1-2 pitch. Arenado is swung on, high foul behind the plate, and that'll land in seats directly behind home. That's fastball alley for sure. It was 94 miles an hour. So 1-2 the count to Nolan Arenado. You realize how good he is. He's already gotten 2 Gold Gloves, and he's only played 240 games in the majors. Take one look at him, and you know he is really something, and he promptly bangs it into right field for a base hit. We never saw Brooks Robinson much because he was in the other league, but I'll tell you what, this kid, he's amazing. Nolan Arenado from Lake Forest, California. El Toro High School. So Arenado at first. Another fine young player is Corey Dickerson. Dickerson coming up to the plate now. He's hitting .318. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. I'll tell you, when you look at that Colorado lineup, it is dynamite. They've really got some fine young ball players. And as we mentioned, it'll be up to the pitching staff, and that's always tough in Colorado. First pitch is popped up. It will be the second baseman. That means Howie Kendrick making the catch for the out. So Arenado singles to right. Dickerson pops it up. And the batter, Mike McHenry.
Number 8, catcher, Michael McHenry.
McHenry has appeared twice as a pinch hitter. Last night he came in and struck out, and the game before he struck out. However, the other catcher, Nick Hundley, has really struggled. Hundley struck out 3 times in the first game and struck out again last night. So they give McHenry the start, hitting .200. McHenry's had 2 starts this year. He's had a base hit in each one, and he takes a strike. His second start was in San Francisco. The first one against Chicago, April 12. Though McHenry, stocky right-hand batter. Strike 1 pitch ready, and McCarthy throws over to first. Arenado jumps back on the bag. Arenado is 0 for 1 in stolen bases. So Mike McHenry checks in at the plate. Rockies an aggressive hitting ball club, and they have 4 men who have really done well. Pitch to McHenry over his head inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arenado, LeMahieu, Dickerson, and Tulowitzki have all hit very well in the clutch, like the Dodgers' Gonzalez, Kendrick, Guerrero, and Peterson. McCarthy, a high set, 1-1 pitch on the way, drops a breaking ball a little high, 2-1. Brandon McCarthy stands 6 feet 7, 210 pounds, out of Glendale, makes his home in Rancho Cucamonga, and went to Lamar Community College in Colorado. He was originally drafted by the White Sox and made it up to the White Sox 2005. Brandon delivers, swung on and missed. Big rip by McHenry, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Though after McHenry has such a big swing, he takes a hike. He's way off on the grass. Talking about way off, Stu Cole, the third base coach for Colorado, is way down the line. He doesn't have anything to do with the coaching box, and neither does EY, Eric Young, over at first. 2-2 pitch on the way. McCarthy's fastball is foul back. Once again, Brandon hits 95. Now remember, the first 2 batters for the Rockies were up there looking. He made 15 pitches. That cost him 21 in the first inning. And he's now up to 33 pitches here in the second. The 2-2 pitch coming up. Brandon delivers, fouled away. Off to the right, upstairs. Rocky hitters so far have struck out 88 times, and they've only walked 18. Dodgers have struck out 87 times, and they've walked 48. So here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. McHenry swings, fouls it away upstairs. Another fastball at 95. McCarthy in his career high of 9 wins. That was year he also lost 9. With the Yankees last year, 7-5 after a bad time with Arizona when he was 3-10. 2-2 pitch on the way on the inside corner. Strike 3 call. That would be the 3rd strikeout for Brandon. 2 down. Arenado holding at first. Take a look at this pitch. Tough pitch to take, and they got the inside corner by plenty, and down goes McHenry. So now Daniel Descalso coming up. You may remember Daniel with the St. Louis Cardinals made his first start of the year at shortstop, fouls it away. Today playing second base, his first start exactly 1 week ago. He had 5 years with the Cardinals and signed as a free agent with Colorado in December. So Descalso waiting. McCarthy out of his stretch. Strike 1 pitch, check swing foul. The 9 Rocky hitters as of right now have fouled off 13 pitches against Brandon McCarthy. That's enough to wear you out. Descalso in and out of the box. He's from San Carlos, California. Went to California Davis. Checks his swing. They're going to look. No swing, says Tim Timmons. Daniel Descalso, when he was about 5 years old, he and the Giant shortstop Brandon Crawford were teammates. Not in baseball, not even t-ball. They were teammates on a soccer team. Long time ago. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, hit in the air to left, going back into his right, picking it off is Van Slyke just as he was crossing the left field foul line. So Descalso, a long fly ball to left, no runs, a hit, a man left, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score. Eddie Butler, the 24-year-old from Chesapeake, Virginia. Two things have popped up already. Number one, the first 2 Dodger hitters in the game had to count 2 balls and no strikes. And we told you that when Butler falls behind like that, the opposition has really hit him. A .417 batting average. However, he retired both of them. The other is he is a ground ball pitcher, and he had a strikeout and 2 ground balls in the first inning. So Butler's first pitch now to Howie Kendrick, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Kendrick doing a terrific job, hitting .357, big series, 4 for 8. Howie swings, fouls it away. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Howie has hit safely in 9 of 11. He's had 6 multi-hit games, and his first career home run is a Dodger Friday night. The strike 2 pitch on the way to Howie Kendrick, and he has a look, and that's low, ball 1. 1-2 the count. Kendrick followed by Ethier and then Van Slyke. Butler into the windup and delivers. Fastball low. He hits 90 on the gun. Butler was drafted by the Rangers, decided to stay in school, and then eventually signed with the Rockies just a couple of years ago, 2012. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball hammered to center for a base hit. So Howie Kendrick continues his all-around great play with a bullet to center, and the batter will be Andre Ethier.
Number 16, right fielder.
So Kendrick has just been an absolute star at second base for years. Has now hit safely in 10 of 12. So Howie at first, nobody out. Hit number 1 against Butler. Andre Ethier, a handy man indeed, played right field when Puig was down, moved over to left field last night, now moves back to right field. Butler delivers low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Ethier hitting .292 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Up against Eddie Butler, you know you're going to get a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seamer, slider, and a curve. Butler turns, throws to first. Kendrick jumps back on the bag. The pitching coach at Modesto, Dave Burba, who pitched in the big leagues, referring to Eddie Butler, he says the movement on his pitches is extraordinary. And it reminds him, Dave Burba, of Kevin Brown. Eddie ready, and the 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on, hit in the air to left field. It's playable. Dickerson is right there to make the catch. Nowhere to go but back to first for Howie Kendrick. So 1 out, second inning. No score in the ball game, and Scott Van Slyke coming up. Van Slyke had a breakout year last year, hitting .286, and he has a 10-game hitting streak against Colorado. So Scotty waiting, big right-hand batter, light breeze going from left to right. Butler set, delivers, and drops the first pitch in, slider for a strike, and the count 0-1. Van Slyke has had 1 at-bat against Butler in the past, and he had a base hit. So he's hitting 1,000 against the right-hander, who's set at the belt, looks over at Kendrick. Now comes back to Van Slyke, who bangs it into left center for a base hit, and it is going to go to the wall. That means Kendrick is on his way to the plate, and the relay will not even come. Kendrick scores on a long double by Van Slyke, and the Dodgers lead 1-0, and Scotty continues to wear out the Rockies. Corey Dickerson racing over, trying to cut the ball up, but he couldn't do it. The ball hit hard enough, like a rabbit. It just kept on going towards the wall. So Van Slyke doubles in Howie Kendrick. Dodgers lead 1-0, and the batter now, Jock Peterson. So what a homestand. The Dodgers are trying to win their 7th straight, trying to beat Colorado 9 straight here at Dodger Stadium. A few years ago, they beat the Padres 10 straight here. They also had a 9-game winning streak against Pittsburgh a few years ago. So Jock Peterson waiting. Peterson swinging awfully hard and not coming up with much in the series. He takes low, ball 1, 1-0. Jock might be slowing down a bit with the bat, but he is still dazzling in the outfield. 0 for 5 in the series, hitting .265 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. In the dugout, Jimmy Rollins, Brandon McCarthy, and Howie Kendrick. Kendrick just dazzling, doubles home by Van Slyke, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Jock Peterson. Butler delivers, and that's on the outside corner at the strike. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Butler stands 6'2" and 190, 24 years old. Been pitching professionally only since 2012. So in this day and age, they come to the big leagues in a hurry. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball at the knees for a strike. So Peterson finding himself in a hole, 1-2 the count. Butler's had some physical problems, even in the brief time that he's been in the big leagues. He had surgery 2 years ago. He broke the hamate bone after a hard comebacker. Peterson lines one down the left field line. That's going to go to the box seats. So here comes Van Slyke to score on a double by Peterson, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. So for the Dodgers, at least for the moment, everything coming up roses. Kendrick singles, Van Slyke doubles him home. Peterson doubles home Van Slyke. He hit a ball down and hit it the other way into left field. So 2-0 Dodgers, second inning, and the batter will be A.J. Ellis, and young Jock very happy about things with that double and the ribby. That's his fourth double, and he now has 5 runs batted in. One of the things the Dodgers have been doing, they have been going after the first pitch right up to this game. And there goes Peterson to third, and they've got him hung up, and Arenado will tag him out, I believe. Yep. I think they're going to rule Arenado avoided the tag. The Rockies claim that Peterson ran out of the baselines, and there'll be a meeting, Mike Everett and Tim Timmons, and here comes Walt Weiss to get into the discussion. So Peterson trying to steal in between pitches. A run down. It looked like Arenado tried to get him, and then Jock got out of the way. How far out of the way is causing a meeting of all 4 umpires. Tim Welke is the crew chief, but he was the umpire at first. He was as far away from it as anybody. So the Rockies waiting for the decision. So is Peterson, who's standing on third. Dodgers lead 2-0. The umpires now point, you're out. So Peterson is out. Here comes Don Mattingly to argue. Peterson ducked down in a crouch. Hard to really say whether he left the baselines, but the umpire said he did. That's good enough. So Arenado will get the putout. Dodgers leading 2-0 as Mattingly discusses the play with the second and third base umpires, Mike Everett and Tim Timmons. We were talking about the Dodgers going after the first pitch. They have more hits on the first pitch than any other team. And incredibly, a .451 batting average. The only other team more successful on the first pitch, the Braves. So you look, and it's really hard to say, but the umpires have the ruling, and the batter is A.J. Ellis. Dodgers 2 runs on 3 hits, a single and back-to-back doubles. A.J. looking for his first hit of the year, 0 for 10, takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes. A.J. Ellis 0 for 2 in the pass against Butler. Now the 2-0 pitch, A.J. takes a strike, and they count 2-1. We were talking earlier, the first 2 batters had the count their way, and they made out. Rollins struck out, Turner grounded out. Now things have changed with Butler. Van Slyke was 0-1 when he doubled, and Peterson was in a hole 1-2 when he doubled. Well, he has the count even with Ellis. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eddie into the windup. Here he comes. Swung on, hit to dead center, right into the glove of Charlie Blackmon. So that might have scored a run had Peterson been safe at third, but he wasn't. Dodgers settled for 2, and at the end of 2, they lead the Rockies 2-0. 15,000 children 14 and under get a Kids Yasiel Puig replica jersey presented by Rice Krispies Treats. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. Third inning, 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers on a sparkling Sunday afternoon. Eddie Butler, the pitcher, will lead it off. Then it'll be Charlie Blackmon and Carlos Gonzalez. Brandon McCarthy has given up 2 hits. He has not allowed anybody to get to second base while striking out 3. And here's Butler. McCarthy into his windup, and the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Butler not only had surgery on the hamate bone, he was on the DL last year. Rotator cuff inflammation. Bunts up along first base. Gonzalez will pick it up. Feed McCarthy, going over. So a bunt attempt by Butler. Nice play. Gonzalez to McCarthy. 1 away. And Charlie Blackmon, who struck out in the first inning, coming up. Dodgers 2 runs, 3 hits. They struck quickly in the second inning. Kendrick single, Van Slyke doubled him home. Peterson doubled home Van Slyke. Peterson ruled running out of the baselines, trying to steal third. That was expensive. Had he made third, he would have scored on the ball hit by Ellis. He didn't make third, and Ellis' fly ball was the last out. McCarthy delivers low and inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Charlie bends at the knees. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Check swing. They're going to look. No swing. Charlie is 6'3". Last year he went 5 for 5 twice. Once against the Dodgers. And he also once went 6 for 6. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled away. Charlie became the 6th player since 1900 to have 3 games of 5 for 5 or better. Pretty good list. All he did was join Cobb, Speaker, Musial, Gwynn, and Suzuki. And Blackmon. 2-1 pitch to Charlie, and that's over his head, and he's 6'3", so it was high indeed. Charlie runs very well if he gets aboard. Last year he had 28 stolen bases. And originally drafted twice as a pitcher. 3-1 pitch, and Charlie holds up on ball 4. So McCarthy gives up his first walk.
Carlos Gonzalez.
And the batter will be Carlos Gonzalez. McCarthy has gone forever, it seems, with no more than 2 walks in a game. Going back to his last 30 starts, no more than 2. He has no walked more than 3 in 6 years. That covers 115 starts. So Blackmon a threat to run now, held on by Gonzalez, and here's Cargo, who single left in the first inning. Goes after the first one, comes up empty, and the count 0-1. Carlos Gonzalez, solid all-around player, off to a slow start, had knee surgery last year in August, and that finished the year for him. Everybody in the league knows what kind of a ball player he is. The next one to Cargo, way inside. As good a talent as he is, he hates San Francisco. He's a career .220 hitter against the Giants. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. McCarthy a look over at Blackmon, long look, and backs off the rubber. Carlos coming into the game with 16 base hits against right-hand pitching. McCarthy set, comes back. Cargo a check swing, foul into the stands, off to the left of the screen, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Carlos Gonzalez out of Maracaibo in Venezuela. He'll be 30 in October. First came up to the A's in 2008 and originally drafted by the Diamondbacks. Runner going, the throw down is in time to get him. A.J. Ellis nailing Charlie Blackmon. So that's good enough for the second out, and the count at the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Charlie Blackmon with Rollins handling a high throw, but he got it down there in enough time to make the tag. So Rollins pins him. Blackmon did not extend his legs. He tried to curl up, and Rollins right there to nail him. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside. By the way, talking about trying to nail him, the Diamondbacks are leading the Giants 5-1 in the 3rd inning. Remember last night, the Giants snapped a 5-game losing streak, and they had lost 8 in a row, and now they're in trouble today. Next pitch hit late and foul into the crowd behind the Dodger dugout. Well, you talk about being out in front of a pitch. Cargo was so late on that pitch. It was in on the hands. 3-2 the count. Dodgers lead 2-0, top of the 3rd. Here comes McCarthy, and the fastball is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts for Big Mac. At the end of 2.5 innings, the Dodgers 2 runs, 3 hits, and the Rockies no runs, 2 hits. Sitting high up, flanked by 2 ladies to help him as the Dodgers lead 2-0. And Brandon McCarthy at the plate takes a big rip and comes up empty, and the count 0-1. So McCarthy, Rollins, and Turner in that order. Brandon 0 for 3, but he does have a run batted in. Strike 1 pitch, he hits one in the air, foul off first. That will find its way back into the stands. Light breeze blows again from left to right. That's the usual way. Gorgeous afternoon in the ballpark. They always miss the mountains, but they have disappeared. They're in a shroud out there. Strike 2 pitch coming up to McCarthy. Looks at and pays the price. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Eddie Butler.
Number 11. Jimmy Rollins.
So Jimmy Rollins coming up. He struck out in the first inning, even though he had the count 2-0, and Butler came back to battle him and win the fight. Jimmy hitting .222, doing a solid job at shortstop. with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Butler into the windup. First base to Jimmy. Ground ball to the right side. Descalso is on it. So Rollins taps out. And we have 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Number 10,
Justin Turner, who has hit Butler well in the past. 5 for 9. That's an .800 batting average. However, he grounded out in the 1st inning. Justin, a low batting average because he has only been coming up, making a rare appearance once in a while as a pinch hitter. Pretty good axiom to say if you don't play, you can't play. Not perhaps in those strong words, but you really need to play if you're going to compete in the big leagues. First pitch low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Interesting thing too about Eddie Butler, and he has lived up to that. He has now made 36 pitches. The 1-0 pitch on the way is low, ball 2. In his first 25 pitches this year, the batting average against him is .297. Then from 26 to 50, .192. And a line drive down the left field line. It is a fair ball. Rattling around and jogging into second is Turner. So the Dodgers come up with their 3rd double in 3 innings. As Turner straightens one out. And the Dodgers now with a runner in scoring position. And Adrian coming up.
Number 23.
Line drive that lands just fair inside the foul line. Like it hits the foul line and then bounces away. So Turner is 6 for 10 against Butler. Butler's allowed 4 hits, 3 of them doubles. Gonzalez grounded out in the 1st inning. Adrian with 14 RBIs. Goldschmidt hit a 2-run home run up north. He has 15 RBIs. Adrian takes a strike and the count 0-1. Gonzalez came into the game 1 for 4. That's all against Butler. Eddie looks into McHenry to get a sign. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. After a double check of Turner, he's low in the dirt and it's pushed out in front by McHenry. Dodgers leave tomorrow afternoon. They'll go up to San Francisco. Big 3-game series. The Giants on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. 7:15 games Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday a 12:45 game. It looks like Wednesday it'll be Clayton Kershaw against Madison Bumgarner. Big swing and a miss by Adrian, and the count 1-2. Dodgers trying to win their 7th in a row and trying to beat Colorado 9 in a row at home. 2-0 Dodgers, 2 out. Turner with the shortstop, Tulowitzki right on his back out there. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2-2. Dodgers with 3 doubles today have tied the leader in doubles. Ironically, it's the Colorado Rockies. Each team now has 32 doubles. 2-2 pitch. Adrian swings, pulls it on the ground to first. Up with it is Morneau, takes it to the bag, and that's that. So the Dodgers leave Turner. They lost Peterson, who had been at second. Nevertheless, at the end of 3, they're still leading the Rockies 2-0. buy the 2015 Jeep Cherokee. With an EPA estimated 31 highway MPG, it's the perfect choice. Visit Jeep.com today. Dodgers holding on to a 2-0 lead on this gorgeous afternoon. Fourth inning, it'll be Tulowitzki, Morneau, and Arenado. Tulowitzki flied to left field in the first inning. Tulo hitting .341. Tulowitzki grew up idolizing Derek Jeter. He picked a pretty good man to idolize. Hits it in the air. A trio of Dodgers looking, but it's Andre Ethier moving to the line to pick it off. So Tulowitzki, a fly ball to right, and one down in the fourth inning. Justin Morneau struck out in the first inning. Coming up, Brandon McCarthy has struck out 4. He's walked 1, and he's allowed 2 hits. Dodgers load up the right side of the infield. Morneau, the batting champion last year when he batted .319. Morneau from New Westminster, British Columbia, lives in St. Paul, hits a ground ball to Howie Kendrick. Almost threw it away. Howie had to wait for Gonzalez to get to the bag. That kind of threw his timing off. So he threw high, but Adrian reached up to get it.
Number 28.
Howie on the ball. Oops, he can't throw. Then he waits. And, of course, the ultimate result thanks to a Gold Glove first baseman. A lot of rhythm down there on the infield. You feel the ball, there's just a certain tempo. And when he had to stop waiting for Gonzalez, it just threw him off a little bit. Here is Nolan Arenado, single to right field. Brilliant young third baseman takes a strike. Guessing fastball, and he was a little bit out in front of it. Arenado, Gold Glover. He's going to win a bunch of them. Hard ground ball. Nice pick over there by Justin Turner. So Arenado losing a base hit on a nice play by Turner. A 1-2-3 inning, and quickly so for McCarthy. And at the end of 3.5, it's still 2-0 Dodgers. At 7:10, and the first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a Clayton Kershaw themed fleece blanket, compliments of Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Howie Kendrick, Andre Ethier, and Scott Van Slyke in that order. Howie Kendrick has been absolutely outstanding. He's hitting .378 against right-hand pitching, and here at home, he's hitting .451. And the first pitch off the plate. The Kendricks singled to center in the second inning, and then Van Slyke doubled him home. 1 ball, no strikes. In at the hands, 2-0. That's in there. For Howie Kendrick, it wasn't that easy. He's among few players who stopped at all 6 levels of the minor leagues before establishing himself in the majors. Even then, he needed a couple of return trips to AAA before thriving with the Angels. 6 different levels, starting all the way down the Arizona Winter League. 3-2. Pioneer League, Midwest League, California State League, Coast League. So Howie paid the price. Squirts that thing down to first. Morneau will hang it for Butler coming over. 1 away.
Number 60, Andre Ethier.
Andre Ethier flied to left field in the second inning as Howie heads for the dugout. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. One out, 4th inning. Dodgers trying to maintain their lead over the Rockies. Rocky will go home and play a 4-game series with San Diego, followed by a 3-game series with the Giants. So the Dodgers will be on the road. They'll play in San Francisco and San Diego. That's a strike. 1-1 to Andre. Flied to left. 0 for 1. Dodgers figure Puig, by taking today off, will not have to play until Tuesday night, and that'll rest that hamstring. Carl Crawford, think fighting the flu. Could be he could bite the bullet and pinch hit, but he's certainly not feeling well. 1-2. Just missed with a pretty good fastball at 94. Puig sitting in the dugout alongside of Yasmani Grandal, and as usual talking. Nothing new there. 2-2. Though he goes all the way. So far, Butler's done pretty well. He has not walked anybody. That's been one of his big problems. High fly ball slicing down the left field line. Going to go foul into the stands. So Ethier is still there, 3-2. Butler, even though he has walked 10 men coming into this game, had to be pitching very, very well because his earned run average is 1.6. Fastball, little pop fly to Arenado. So quickly 2 out here in the 4th inning.
Number 33, Scott
Van Slyke, who's been playing so well. He had a dazzling series against Seattle. That had to be very enjoyable. Playing exceptionally well in front of your father, who's wearing the Seattle uniform and sitting in the Mariners dugout. Scotty batting .375. Gets a rare start against a right-hander. Carl Crawford under the weather. 0-1. in the dirt. Van Slyke hitting better than 370, so he's off to a great start. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a good sinker. 1-2 the count. So Butler's throwing strikes. We knew that he was a talented pitcher. The question always his control, and so far so great. He's a little low. Eddie, again, remember, turned pro just 2012. Went to Radford. That's in Virginia. He had a baseball scholarship. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Missed inside with that hard 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 3-2. Got him. Great pitch. So Van Slyke is caught looking. Dodgers go quietly. 3 strikeouts for Eddie Butler. And at the end of 4, Dodgers lead 2-0. Clubhouse. Join host Alana Rizzo. She'll go one-on-one with Don Mattingly to get the inside scoop from the Diamond. So don't miss Dodger Clubhouse tomorrow at 7 on Sportsnet LA. 5th inning, Corey Dickerson followed by Mike McHenry and then Daniel Descalso. Brandon McCarthy is allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and he leads 2-0. That's a strike. Dodgers swing the infield around. They're all on the rim except for the third baseman Turner. But Rollins, Kendrick, Gonzalez very deep on Dickerson. And that's inside. Somehow he avoided getting hit. 1 ball and 1 strike. Corey Dickerson, another fine young player wearing the livery of the Rockies. Young fella out of Mississippi. The Rockies were very patient. They had to draft him twice before they finally got him. He went to Meridian Community College in Mississippi. 2-1. Dickerson at 6'2" was a great all-around athlete in prep school. Played baseball, football, and basketball. In fact, in high school he was a pitcher and he was clocked at 94. Ball 3. Dickerson, 25 years old. He'd be 26 the end of May. That's a strike. 3-2 the count to Corey. McCarthy has walked 1, struck out 4. As the pitch. A good pitch for a strike. Next one, big swing and a miss. So Dickerson strikes out. That's 5 strikeouts for Brandon McCarthy. And the batter will be Mike McHenry, who struck out in the second inning.
Michael McHenry.
McCarthy looking for his first victory against Colorado. He was 0-1 last year, 0-2 in his career. McHenry, the backup catcher to Nick Hundley. Little cutter off the plate, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Dodgers lead 2-0. We're in the 5th inning. That evens it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers gone up north to play the Giants, who are 5 games back at first place. That's fouled away. Giants are 4-9. They've lost 8 of the last 10. They're 1-5 at home, and they're losing today. Kershaw and Greinke will be 2 of the pitchers in that 3-game series. And we know Madison Bumgarner figures to go against Kershaw. A 1-hopper to the hole. There's Hendrick to take care of it, and we have 2 down. 6 in a row retired by McCarthy since the walk to Blackmon. And Daniel Descalso, who flied to left field in the second inning, coming up. Descalso went to the University of California, Davis. 3rd round pick by the Cardinals. He spent 5 years with St. Louis. 1 ball and no strikes. Descalso was on the 2009 Team USA that won the gold medal at the World Cup. That dropped in nicely. One and 1. Little roller up along first, going foul. Descalso described as a human highlight reel. You'll watch him all year. High foul ball that goes out of play. Upstairs, second deck. Descalso, 29 years old come October. 5'10", about 190. Playing today as they rest DJ LeMahieu, a Gold Glove second baseman. High foul, that's out of play. 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Final game of what has been an extremely successful homestand. Dodgers trying to win their 7th in a row and trying to beat Colorado 9 straight times here at Dodger Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball, half swing, see you later. Half a dozen strikeouts for Brandon McCarthy. Descalso badly fooled. That's 7 in a row retired by Big Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. ChooseNissan.com. And by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECREW for free entry. Bottom of the fifth inning. Dodgers leading 2-0. Folks enjoying themselves on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Palm fronds, sunlight. And young Jock Peterson at the plate, followed by A.J. Ellis and then Brandon McCarthy, and Eddie Butler going to work. Check swing. It's going to cost a strike. Interesting, Butler in the first inning fell behind 2 balls and no strikes to the first 2 batters and got them all. In the fourth inning, Butler had 3 ball counts on all 3 hitters and got them all. So outside of the breakout doubles for 2 runs, he's done very well. 1 ball and 1 strike. Butler coming into the inning had made 62 pitches. McCarthy with his 6 strikeouts has made 76. Big swing. 1-2 the count. That's one thing about Peterson. He doesn't get cheated up there. If he's going to swing, he's come out of his shoes. Now they load up the right side. The bunt, foul. So he was thinking, okay, you're going to give me the left side. I'll try to bunt, but he fouled it away to strike out. 4 strikeouts for Eddie Butler.
A.J. Ellis.
A.J. Ellis flied to center. He's 0 for 1. Had Peterson been successful stealing third in the second inning, Peterson would have scored on the fly ball to center by Ellis. Instead, Peterson was out running out of the baselines, and Ellis' fly ball was the third out. 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. A.J. getting in some work. Grandal's been catching the last couple. Fastball low. Butler pitching like a pro after only 2 years. Two and 1. Have to turn the scoreboard around a little. They added 1 and 2. Now they're correcting it. Check swing. Ball 3. 3-1 to Ellis. Brandon McCarthy on deck. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. Fastball, check swing for a strike. 3-2. Butler throwing hard. He hit 94 on the gun. They clock his fastball as high as 99. We haven't seen that. A trio gathering on the foul ball. No, it's a fair ball. Just dropping inside the right field foul line. So A.J. Ellis drops one amidst 3 and gets himself a 1-out single. Ball landing just inside the right field foul line. Morneau and Descalso and Gonzalez all gathering, but couldn't make a play. So A.J. will certainly take it. That is his first hit of the year. Dropped it amongst a gathering of Rockies. Great sliding effort to no avail by Descalso. Remember, we told you he's a highlight reel player. That's ball 1 to Mac. McCarthy struck out in the 3rd inning. Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits. We'll see whether they want McCarthy to bunt and leave it up to Jimmy Rollins. He's showing bunt again. Got it down nicely. Butler's only play is to Descalso. So the sacrifice works, giving up an out. Dodgers with a man in scoring position, and Jimmy Rollins coming up.
For 11,
So McCarthy does his job, and now Rollins trying to do his. Jimmy struck out in the first inning and grounded out in the third. Eddie Butler will be leading off for the Rockies in the sixth inning. So he's had a little meeting with McHenry. So here's Jimmy off to a slow start. Still doing a great job at shortstop. So A.J. Ellis at second base. Tough man to score on a single. He has to take a short lead with Tulowitzki directly behind him. And the breaking ball is low, ball one, 1-0. Two fastballs, a slider, a curve, and a changeup. 1-0. And ball two. Waiting on deck, Justin Turner. And Butler does not want to see Turner. Turner is 6 for 10 against Butler. And 1 for 2 today. Two balls, no strikes. And ball three. Big pitch for and that's low, ball four. So the last thing that Butler wants, runners at first and second, and Turner coming up. Turner hit the ball hard to Arenado in the first inning and then doubled to third down into the left field corner. So Justin 1 for 2, and McHenry going out to talk to Butler. Turner now with that base hit has lifted his average to 250. Justin batting second in the lineup, giving Juan Uribe a chance to rest. No one throwing in the Colorado bullpen. Butler's done very well. Gave up those doubles in the second inning that cost him 2 runs. Otherwise, pretty much in command. Dodgers trying to add to the 2-0 lead. Fastball whacked into left field. They will stop Ellis. So the bases are loaded. That means Turner has 7 hits in 11 at-bats against Eddie Butler. Butler just belongs to him. And here comes Adrian Gonzalez. And now hold everything. They'll have a little meeting at the mound before Gonzalez can come up. Stephen Foster, the pitching coach, makes his way out there. Adrian Gonzalez has grounded out twice. He is 0 for 2. In case you wonder, Gonzalez has 4 grand slams. The last time he hit a jackpot was in August of 2010. That was against Arizona. So he's up there now. 356 batting average in his career with the bases loaded, and 1 for 2 this year. So the Dodgers with a chance here to break it open a bit. Peterson struck out, Ellis single, McCarthy sacrifice, Rollins walks, and Turner singles to load up the bases. So Ellis at third, Rollins at second, Turner at first, and Adrian, who's hit 2 ground balls, facing a sinker ball pitcher. Foul back, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Adrian. He was the National League RBI leader with 14. Goldschmidt of Arizona has passed him. Strike 1 pitch with the bases loaded is fouled away, and the count 0-2. Gonzalez against Butler was 1 for 4, and the 1 hit was a home run. He's 0 for 2 today. Scott Oberg, the right-hander, gets up now. First action in the Colorado bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes. Butler, long look in. Adrian's not going to bail. Just did get a little bit of that to foul it back. Still 0-2. For the Dodgers, A.J. Ellis at third. You have Rollins at second. Turner at first. 2 down. No balls and 2 strikes to Adrian Gonzalez. Two out. And another foul ball. So Butler battling for his life out there. He is due to lead off in the 6th inning. So he wants to be around. Walt Weiss doing a little cheerleading for him. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Big battle here. The veteran hitter, the very young pitcher in experience. 0-2. And a high pop foul coming back is McHenry. He's got to play and makes the catch. So Adrian fouls out to Mike McHenry. The Dodgers 2 hits and a walk, lead 3. And at the end of 5, it remains 2-0 Dodgers. Moved to California. The Dodgers played in the Coliseum until 1962. The Giants played in Seal Stadium until 1960. And on this day, the Giants and Dodgers opened up Candlestick Park. Johnny Padres, with help from sidearm right-hander Eddie Roebuck, shut down the Giants 4-0 as the Dodgers made their first imprint in another brand new ballpark. Let's go back to this one. Rafael Inoa will come up and bat for Eddie Butler, who did a great job fighting his way out of the 5th inning against Adrian Gonzalez. Inoa, who spells that name Y-N-O-A, appeared once as a pinch hitter in the series. Inoa batted and struck out in game 1. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Inoa at one time was a Dodger property. They signed him back in 2005. He's from Santiago in the Dominican Republic. Inoa never made it to the big club, but he did make it to the Rockies last year briefly. Right-handed all the way and has become a switch hitter. And Inoa batting left-handed. 3-0 in there. Rafael from the Dominican, 6-footer, 185. He'll be 28 in August. And wins the battle, ball 4. So that's news. McCarthy, who had 1 walk and 19 strikeouts coming in.
Number 19.
He had 25 strikeouts and 2 walks, and now walks his 3rd man of the year and his 2nd today. Butler, while he was in there, made 85 pitches, and he was tough. He had 5 3-ball counts in the last 2 innings and got by with it anyway. There goes Inoa on a hit-and-run line drive base hit to left field. Inoa on his way to 3rd. The throw not in time. So just like that, with Blackman's single, the Rockies are in business 1st and 3rd, and nobody out. So Inoa going, the pitch was down. Blackman went after it, goes the other way. So for the Rockies, their first real rally, 1st and 3rd down in the Dodger bullpen. Adam Liberatore begins to warm up. 1st and 3rd, and here come the big boys, Gonzalez, Tulowitzki, and Morneau. Rockies' first rally, 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Dodgers left the bases loaded in the 5th. Now we'll see about the top of the 6th. 0-1. Gonzalez single left and struck out. McCarthy has struck out a half a dozen and walked 2. Inoa down the line from 3rd. Charlie Blackman, who runs well, thrown out trying to steal in the 3rd inning. He's the tying run at 1st. 0-2 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. Two runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 3 hits for the Rockies, but they are certainly threatening here. 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and Gonzalez and Tulowitzki back to back. High pop fly, left side. Rollins backing out, settling, makes the catch. The runners hold. So that's a big out as Cargo pops to short. 1 out. When you look at the active home run leaders against the Dodgers, 2 of them, Troy Tulowitzki, who has 17 of them, and Carlos Gonzalez, who has 15. Well, he took care of Gonzalez. Now Tulowitzki. Tulo flied to left, flied to right, 0 for 2. The number 1 active home run leader against the Dodgers, Matt Holliday of the Cardinals, has hit 22. Albert Pujols 18. Breaking ball away. So this is a big battle here. Tulowitzki and McCarthy with Morneau on deck, and Liberatore in the pen. 1 out in the 6th, 2-0 Dodgers. Morneau waits, and Tulo at the plate. Good fastball. 1-1. Dodgers scored 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Kendrick singled, Van Slyke doubled him home, Peterson doubled home Van Slyke, and that's it. Breaking ball off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. McCarthy with the 6 strikeouts adds some pitches plus a lot of foul balls, and he's working on pitch number 89, and he's in the 6th inning. Two balls and 1 strike. There was a big battle between Eddie Butler and Adrian Gonzalez with the bases loaded. Gonzalez fouled out. Now the battle with Tulowitzki with runners at 1st and 3rd. Tulo hits a high foul ball, very questionable. In fact, the question is answered. It's back in the crowd. 2-2 the count to Troy Tulowitzki. For McCarthy, ready to make his 90th pitch. That would be 15 pitches an inning, but he'll go over that because he has 1 out. Ellis out to talk to him. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1st and 3rd, tying runs at the corners, with the Dodgers leading 2-0. Big pitch, 2-2. Foul back. It's a big pitch. If you go 3-2, then the question is, will he be running Blackman? He wasn't going on that 2-2 pitch. Blackman a cautious lead, but he can motor in a hurry. Ynoa down the line from 3rd. 2-2. High pop foul out of play. No chance. So for McCarthy, he's got as tough a battle as Eddie Butler had in the 5th inning. Butler had the advantage of 2 out, but still he had Gonzalez. And Gonzalez fouled out. Well, he got the other Gonzalez, did McCarthy. Cargo popping up. And the battle with Tulo continues. 2-2. Little ground ball speared by McCarthy. Down to Rollins. Back to first. Double play. And the Dodgers are out of the jam. For a moment there, it looked like a mix-up at second base, whether it was Hendrick covering or Rollins. And McCarthy didn't hesitate, but still, it complicated matters a little bit as they both broke to the bag. And at the end of 5.5, it's still 2-0 Dodgers. on that double play. Watch Rollins and Howie Kendrick going to the bag. It could be a little disconcerting, but McCarthy went to Rollins, and it was a very close play at first. There they are gathering, and then Jimmy got rid of it just before Blackmon could try to break it up, and the Dodgers get out of the jam. So for McCarthy, that was a fine play. It's a little disconcerting. You get the comebacker, you know you're going to go, and all of a sudden there are two men covering, but he never hesitated. If he had hesitated, he'd have lost the double play. So Scott Oberg making another appearance. Young right-hander out of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Went to school at the University of Connecticut and had Tommy John surgery. That's a foul ball. Oberg, basically fastball, curve, changer, working on a slider, although he really just started to work on the slider during spring training this year. One and one. Little high. Howie Kendrick singled to center, scored a run, and grounded out. They're in the sixth inning up north. D-backs 5, Giants 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled away. Howie, born the 12th of July. He'll be 32 coming up. 5'10" and a very stocky 200-pounder. Another foul ball. Dodgers holding on to a 2-0 lead. And Howie unloads to deep center. Going back for it is Blackmon. It is gone. So Howie Kendrick unloads over the center field wall. For Kendrick, his second home run, 10 RBIs. And the Dodgers have jumped out in front now 3-0. Take a little pressure off Brandon McCarthy. Kendrick has power. A couple of years ago, 2011, he had 18 home runs for the Angels. So Oberg gives up a run, and now Andre Ethier. And ball 1. Take another look for the Howie Kendrick Marching and Chider Society. Pitch was up out over the plate, above the belt, and he was on it. Blackmon to the fence, watching it go out. 1 ball and no strikes to Andre Ethier. Dodgers have won 6 in a row during a homestand, and they have beaten Colorado 8 straight at Dodger Stadium. The last time the Dodgers swept a homestand of at least 6, you have to go back to 2013 when they swept Tampa Bay and then the New York Mets. That was part of a 10-game winning streak back in 2013. So Howie Kendrick, home run opening up the 6th against Oberg, and the Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits, and the Rockies no runs, 3 hits. Said that ball traveled 414 feet. 2-1. That's a high strike right around the letters. 2-2. Scott Oberg, 6'2", 205-pounder. He's 25 years old. He's another fella got here in a hurry. Became a pro in 2012. And here he is. Ethier fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oberg trained as a reliever, and he had 33 saves 2 years ago at Modesto. 15 when they moved him up to Tulsa. And that's going to be his job in the big leagues, apparently. 2-2. Three and two. Oberg in relief of Eddie Butler, way outside. So a home run by Kendrick, a walk to Ethier, and the batter will be Scott Van Slyke.
Number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
That's the second walk the Dodgers have received. Rollins had walked against Butler in the 5th inning. So Oberg gives up one. The double play combination together, Kendrick and Rollins on the railing. Van Slyke pops it up, foul ground, Morneau and McHenry. It's Morneau who let it go right through his hands. So Morneau on that high foul ball, he has sunglasses on, and it went right off the tip of the glove. That'll be an error. That's the last thing that Oberg needed. So it gives Van Slyke another shot at him. The Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits. Rockies no runs, 3 hits. 0-1. Ethier asking Bundy to go over the signs again. 0-1 the count to Scott Van Slyke. Check swing. The Rockies today are without an extra base hit so far. They've had 6 extra base hits in the series. The Dodgers have had 13. They've had 3 doubles and a home run so far today. And that stroke foul down the line. And it's still 1-2. The other thing about runners in scoring position, the Rockies 4 for 14 and have driven in 5. The Dodgers hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position, and they have knocked in 12. 1-2. Slow curveball, whack to left field. She is gone. A hanging curve, and the Dodgers lead 5-0. So remember, Van Slyke should have been out, except the foul ball dropped by Morneau, and the Dodgers cash it in. So Scotty has doubled in a run, homered in 2, and the Dodgers with a comfortable 5-0 lead here in the 6th inning. Boy, that was like an apple hanging on a tree. Oh, was that beautiful. Big slow curveball, and Van Slyke had plenty of time to time it and drilled it. 10 rows back at least alongside the Dodger bullpen. That thing was gone the moment he made contact. So Van Slyke gets a chance to play because Carl Crawford's not feeling well. Scotty now a home run and 4 RBIs. Peterson a strike. Jock doubled, drove in a run. Throw now trying to steal third, and last time up tried to bunt with 2 strikes because they had the shift on. Fouled off the bunt for strike 3. 0-2. Dodgers, for the moment, everything is going their way. Even having Morneau drop a simple foul ball. That gives Van Slyke another swing. Boom. 2 runs. And a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Gonzalez at the wall. That one is gone. So young Scott Oberg, the kid from the Nutmeg State of Connecticut, he has given up home runs to Kendrick, Van Slyke, and Peterson. Toss in a walk to Ethier, and the Dodgers now lead 6-0. And Stephen Foster going out to talk to the young right-hander. So the Dodgers been averaging a little better than 5 runs a game, and that was a great pitch just above the knees, and Peterson all over that thing. So the Dodgers now, with 3 home runs in the inning, have hit 17. Christian Bergman gets up in the Colorado bullpen, and the Dodger dugout full of joy right now. They still have a ways to go, but they're looking at 7 straight wins and 9 straight at home against the Rockies. A couple of years ago, the Dodgers beat the Padres 10 straight, the Pirates 9 straight, and there's Turner and Peterson having some fun. Fastball low to Ellis. 1 ball and no strikes. For Oberg, these are the first runs he has allowed this year. He hadn't worked much. Line drive down the line. So AJ is on his way for a double. Up with it is Dickerson. And the Dodger catcher joins the fun with a double. For the Dodgers, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. Alex Guerrero is going to come up and bat for McCarthy, and the Dodgers have having a field day against the young right-hander Scott Oberg. What an inning. Kendrick homers, Ethier walks. The foul ball is dropped by Morneau, and Van Slyke then hits a 2-run home run. Then Peterson hits a home run. Now Ellis doubles. And here is Guerrero hitting for McCarthy, who had made 92 pitches. Check swing. They're going to call it a strike. Guerrero can't believe it. Alex kind of walking away in shock. How could that have been a strike? Well, because Todd Tishner felt it was. That's that dreadful half swing. Always remember National League umpire, former and outfielder with the White Sox named Jocko Conlon. He's in the Umpires Hall of Fame. Jocko said, "I never call a half swing because there's never been a half strike." But he was a former player. 0-2 the count to Alex Guerrero. So the Dodgers exploding with a 4-run, 3 home run and a double inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Slow breaking ball, but it stayed up. Wasn't thrown hard. That's certainly not a purpose pitch. The crowd boos a little bit, but no way. That was just a curveball that didn't break. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another breaking ball lifted high to center, but it's playable. Charlie Blackmon there tagging at second as Ellis. The catch is made. AJ motoring to third, and he's in there. Nice throw by Blackmon. A 1-hopper from the center field wall. So Charlie can do it all out there, but the fly ball deep enough. The Guerrero just misses hitting 1 out. That's the first out of the inning. And that's going to be an out as far as Oberg is concerned. He's coming out of the game. The young Scott Oberg had not pitched much anyway. He had 2 games, and he is pushed around today. He had 2 1/3 innings under his belt, and the Dodgers stole the belt. So out he goes. Dodgers lead 6-0, and we'll be back. By your Southern California Kia dealers. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. Dodgers leading 6-0. As we mentioned earlier, the Rockies have a wonderful starting lineup. When you look at people like Blackmon, Gonzalez, Tulowitzki, Morneau, Arenado, Dickerson, they have some fine hitters. But they have a lot of young, really untried pitchers. And here's another one, Christian Bergman, local boy. He was born in Irvine and went to school at UC Irvine. 6'1", 180. He'll be 27 in May. Made his big league debut just last June. The infield halfway, Jimmy Rollins a strike. A.J. Ellis at third with 1 out. Hitting after Rollins, Justin Turner. Jimmy is grounded out, struck out, and walked. Pulled foul off the toes. Davey Lopes just did get out of the way of that one. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Christian Bergman on the hill. Dodgers break open with 4 to lead 6-0. And a slicing fly ball down the line, curling foul and out of play. Bergman made his major league debut in June of last year, and he pitched 3 no-hit innings against the Braves. Not only that, he was also one of the only 3 hits the Rockies got against the Braves. Basically fastball. He has a knuckle curve, added a slider, and a good changeup. Christian Bergman. Foul back. It was a painful time last year for Christian Bergman. Here's the strike 2 pitch. Little chopper out right at the bag at first. Ellis nowhere to go. So Jimmy rolls out.
Number 10.
Second out in the inning.
Turner.
And Justin Turner coming up. Talking about Christian Bergman and his problems. He was on the DL. He had a fractured left hand. He was hit on the hand by a line drive. fracturing a bone just below the thumb and the palm of the left hand, his gloved hand. But that sat him down for about 2 months. So 2 out. Justin Turner grounded to third, double to left, single, 2 for 3, and ball 1. In the Dodger bullpen, Adam Liberatore. Remember, McCarthy is out now. Dodgers still have 3 innings to go, and once more they look to the bullpen. The Dodger bullpen has been absolutely brilliant. The pen has a record of 3 victories, no losses. They have a save. They have 25 strikeouts, and the opposition is hitting about 100 against them. One ball and 1 strike. And a line drive base hit. Turner's 3rd hit, and that's going to go to the wall. So Justin will have himself a double. Ellis scores easily, and the Dodgers have a 5-run inning to lead 7-0. So they decide, okay, Justin, give Uribe a left. And he goes out there and has 2 doubles and a single.
Number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
So Ellis, who had doubled, comes home. Dickerson unable to cut off the base hit, so it went to the wall. So the Dodgers hang a high 5, and the batter is Adrian Gonzalez, the 9th man to come to the plate. And he slices a drive to left. Going back is Dickerson on the track to make the catch. So Adrian Gonzalez goes 0 for 4, and the Dodgers score 7 times, 5 times in the 6th, and they show the muscle. Howie Kendrick opened up with the home run. Then it was Scott Van Slyke after Morneau dropped his foul ball, and for good measure, the home run by Jock Peterson. And at the end of 6, Dodgers 7, Rockies nada. Collector's Series presented by 76, and you can pick up pin number 2 featuring Don Drysdale Monday, April the 27th, when the Dodgers and the Giants roll around Dodger Stadium. So visit Dodgers.com/promotion. First one was Newcomb, second Drysdale. Meanwhile, the Dodgers hang that 5 on the scoreboard, and they're 7-11. 7 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. Adam Liberatore coming in. Last year in AAA. Liberatore in his 2nd game. Left-hander will be facing left-handed hitting Morneau and Dickerson, and in between, right-hand hitter Arenado. Foul ball, 0-1 the count. Morneau struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Last year's batting champ off to a slow start, hitting .220. No balls, 1 strike. Another foul ball upstairs. Rattles around on the club level. Don't forget, Dodgers are going to go out on the town, but just briefly, San Francisco and San Diego. And they'll be home starting on the 27th. 3 with the Giants and 3 with Arizona. 0-2. All the way to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Liberatore has inherited a pretty big number, that number 36, that once belonged to Don Newcomb. One and two. Fastball got him looking. So Morneau caught looking, strikes out a second time. He goes 0 for 3. 7 Rockies have struck out. McCarthy in his 6 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So here's Nolan Arenado, single to right, grounded to third, 1 for 2. Adam Liberatore will be 28, middle of May. Adam, born in Bellflower, called up from Oklahoma City. Just off the plate. Arenado 1 for 2, so he's picked up a couple of points. Batting .326. Adam Liberatore, one of the 3 left-handers that the Dodgers now have coming out of the bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball fouled away. Liberatore, even though he was born in California, he really grew up in Pennsylvania. Went to Quigley Catholic High. Graduated eventually from Blackhawk High School in Beaver Falls. I think, didn't Joe Namath come from Beaver Falls? I think so. 1 and 2. Broadway Joe. And that stroke down the left field line, hooking foul. The Rockies have been very well stifled. They've gotten 1 man to third. That was in the 6th inning. They had first and third, 1 out, and Tulowitzki hit into a double play. 1 and 2 to Arenado. Fastball comebacker. Look what I have. And Liberatore gets it over to first. Boy, that was an ice cream cone sitting up on top of the glove. Nice play. Take another look. Whoops. Oh. Then he couldn't wait to get rid of it, and Gonzalez had to hustle to get to the bag. 2 down, 7th inning. Corey Dickerson popped up, struck out, 0 for 2. Adam Liberatore's a big man. He has a football neck, and he is 6'3", 225. Good breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. That's his slider, and that's no doubt his best pitch. That was a beauty. Dickerson 0 for 2. The Rockies with hits. Charlie 2. Boy, it shows you how your fortunes can turn, and the Dodgers have to keep that in mind when they go out on the road. I mean, the Rockies were sailing, remember? 6 in a row. 3 in Milwaukee, 3 in San Francisco. They had to come here, as my mother would say, full of themselves. Understandably so, but for Walt Weiss, everything has gone wrong. But it's only one series, and we're only in April. Dodgers beat the Rockies 7-3, 6-3, and they have them down 7-0 in the 7th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball got him looking. So Morneau took a fastball. Dickerson takes a fastball. Dickerson strikes out a second time. That's 8 Rockies to have struck out today, and we're heading Howie Kendrick, who started all the fireworks with a home run in the 6th inning, starts things off here in the bottom of the 7th with the Dodgers leading 7-0. And he strokes one towards right center. Charlie Blackmon will make the catch. Nice play by Charlie, and we have one away. Dodgers with 3 home runs in the 6th inning. And I'm sure the question is, when the heck was the last time they hit 3 in an inning? Well, they did it in Atlanta, not here. And back in 2012, Hanley Ramirez, James Loney, and Luis Cruz went back to back to back. That was in the 2nd inning of that game. And then later, Ramirez would hit a 3-run home run. So 1 out. Here's Ethier for a strike. Oddly enough, those 4 home runs were the only hits the Dodgers had that day. But they won 6-2 over Ben Sheets, who gave up the first 3. So the last time they had the 3 in an inning, that was August 2012. 1 away. Ethier flied to left, popped up, walked, scored a run. 0 for 2. And he lifts one to right center. Very playable. Gonzalez. 2 out in the 7th. Scott Van Slyke coming up. Van Slyke had doubled and struck out, and then Morneau dropped his foul ball. Given a second chance, he got a curveball and demolished it. 10 rows back alongside the bullpen. Ball 1 with the fastball. 7 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. They have 4 doubles and 3 home runs. In fact, make it 5 doubles and 3 home runs. So the Lion really roars today. On deck, Jock Peterson. Two and 1. 2-2. Good sinker from Bergman. He has a lot of pitches. Remember, he has a knuckle curveball along with the slider and the change. 3-2. And a fly ball into left center and deep in the gap. It is going to drop against the wall. And there goes Van Slyke into second base with yet another double. So Van Slyke having a big day. 2 doubles and a home run. And just strong enough to reach out there and short hop the wall in left center field. So the Dodgers putting on some kind of an offensive show. Turner has 2 doubles. Van Slyke has 2 doubles. And then Peterson and Ellis each a double. So a half a dozen doubles and 3 home runs. Here's Peterson. Double, struck out, homered. Ball 1. So the Dodgers sharpening up their act. They'll be heading to AT&T Park Tuesday night. Bergman had been pitching pretty quickly. He is slowed down now after that double by Van Slyke. Jock Peterson joined the fun with his home run in the 6th inning. He jumped on it. He doesn't really have a swing as much as he just explodes. And he hit it in the pavilion. A strike. Bergman follows the old adage about pitching. Work fast, change speeds, throw strikes. That's his pattern. 2-1 the count. 2-2. They're in the 9th inning at AT&T Park, and once again, sorry, wrong number for the Giants. It's 5-1 Diamondbacks. Two and 2 in the dirt. Nice save by McHenry. When the Rockies come up in the 8th inning, they are due to have the catcher Mike McHenry, then Descalso the second baseman, and then the pitcher spot with Bergman. If anybody gets on, Charlie Blackmon. 3-2 to Peterson. Ellis on deck. Got him. Boy, what big swings. Every time Peterson swings, the crowd groans. No runs, 1 hit, the double by Van Slyke. And at the end of 7, it's 7-0 Dodgers. exploded today with 6 doubles. Van Slyke has 2 of them. They had 3 home runs. Van Slyke has 1 of them. Big day for Scotty. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Joe Peterson, Jock has a double and a home run. Brandon McCarthy went 6, struck out a half a dozen to pick up the win. The Dodgers right now in this young year in 12 games have 35 doubles and 17 home runs. So Colorado just walked into a buzzsaw here, and McHenry will start it off against Liberatore in the 8th inning. 35 doubles and 17 home runs in 12 games. Ball came loose, I think, out of the Rockies bullpen. That had to be retrieved by Ethier and cleaned off. Now we're ready. Liberatore ready to work his 2nd inning. Ball 1. McHenry struck out, grounded out after Nick Hundley had 2 tough games at the plate in the first 2 games of the series. We told you about the Dodgers hitting the home runs in Atlanta in 2012. The last time they hit 3 home runs in an inning here, you have to go all the way back to 2007. 2-0. The home run trio in that game: Wilson Betemit, Matt Kemp, and Hung-Chi Kuo against the New York Mets. Two balls, 1 strike. Fastball. Liberatore last year was absolutely brilliant pitching in Durham. He left 75% of the runners on base that he inherited. His walk rate was only 6%. And against left-hand hitters, he held them to a 176 batting average. 2-2. Fastball hit to Rollins. One away in the 8th inning. The Rockies have had 1 hit since the 2nd inning. Since the 2nd inning, they've had 1 fly ball. Here's Daniel Descalso, spelling DJ LeMahieu, and he is flied to left and struck out. Foul ball out of play. 0-1. 7 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. 6 doubles and 3 home runs. Troy Tulowitzki draped over the railing. Not much he can do. He is 0 for 3, flied to left, flied to right, hit into a double play. That was in the 6th inning when there was still a game. High fly ball to right center. Ethier. Two down in the 8th inning.
Now batting.
Christian Bergman is due up, and he will come up. So they don't want to burn up another pitcher. They keep Bergman in the game, down 7-0. And he'll be pitching to the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. One ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Boone Logan had been throwing in the Rockies bullpen. I think Walt Weiss decided, I'm not going to waste another pitcher. So I'll let Bergman pitch another inning. Fouled away, 2-1. 7 runs and 12 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. They had a 1-out single in the first, a leadoff single in the second, and they've had 1 hit since. Blackman's single in the 6th inning. And that was the one time the Rockies really had a look at the game. Ground ball, Gonzalez, so he has to overhand it to Liberatore in time. Nice play. So the last 8 in a row retired against the Rockies. We're heading for the bottom of the 8th. Nice job for Liberatore, and the Dodgers lead 7-0. Sports Service is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and so much more. So visit MLB.tv for details. For the Rockies, they change a bit of their infield. Rosario is now at first, LeMahieu at second, Descalso at short, Arenado at third, Drew Stubbs is now in center, and Blackman moves to right. So it's kind of a strange maneuver here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Only Walt Weiss can tell you why he makes all of these moves in the 8th. Maybe to just get everybody to shake them up a little bit. A.J. Ellis fly to center, single to right, and double to left. Foul ball out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th, 7-0 Dodgers. We do not have the paid attendance yet. We're trying to find it. And a fly ball to shallow center. Stubbs is out there now to make the catch. And 1 out in the 8th inning. So A.J. Ellis goes 2 for 4. And the batter will be Adam Liberatore. Liberatore hits as he pitches, left-handed all the way.
36, Adam Liberatore.
On deck, Jimmy Rollins. Couple of Dodgers have drawn blanks today. Jimmy Rollins 0 for 3. Adrian Gonzalez 0 for 4. Ethier 0 for 3. and yet they piled up 6 doubles and 3 home runs. Talk about a team effort. Off speed for a strike. Drop that in at 77. So that'll do it for Liberatore. 2 down in the 8th inning. And we now have the paid attendance. Paid attendance 44,666. 44,666. We had 45,900 last night. First game of the series 48,900. And ball 1 to Jimmy. Struck out, rolled out twice, walked. A line drive, base hit to center. So Rollins on the outside looking in, joins the club with a base hit. Well, they had Justin Turner in the starting lineup today, and all Justin Turner did is have 2 doubles and a single. One reason certainly they started him, because he was 5 for 9 against Eddie Butler, the Colorado starting pitcher. So Turner has exploded to get his average up to 357, 3 for 4. And ball 1. As good as Turner has had, it's Scott Van Slyke's day. Scotty with two doubles and a 2-run home run. And there's a shot to left. That's going to be Turner's 4th hit. And it looks like the Dodgers' 7th double will put runners at 2nd and 3rd. What a day in the ballpark. Turner 3 doubles. Dodgers 7 doubles. And Turner goes 4 for 5. And Adrian Gonzalez. I'm sure tomorrow folks who are unaware of what happened today, they hear the Dodgers have won at least 7-0. First thought is, what did Gonzalez do? And the answer is nothing. But it's Turner and Van Slyke and Kendrick and Peterson. It's just been a field day for them. Ball 1 to Adrian. Grounded out twice. Fouled out with runners at 1st and 2nd. Flied out. In fact, when he fouled out, the bases were loaded. So it's been a tough day for Adrian. 1 ball and no strikes. One and 1. Dodgers piling up 14 hits and 7 runs. Tell you what, 7 doubles. That's a lot of doubles in one game. 1 and 1. And a high fly ball to center. It's playable. Stubbs is there. So on a day when the Dodgers go wild offensively, wouldn't you know, Adrian goes 0 for 5. And at the end of 8, Dodgers lead 7-0. 14 hits. I'll tell you what kind of a day it is. Justin Turner is 4 for 5, 3 doubles and a single, and he would not get the honor of being player of the game. That would be Scott Van Slyke. And on a day where the Dodgers have rolled up extra base hits and 7 runs, Adrian Gonzalez ended the inning in all 5 of his at-bats. In other words, he grounded out to end the first inning, grounded out to end the third, fouled out to end the fifth, flied to left to end the sixth, and flied to center to end the eighth. Kind of a freakish day for Adrian Gonzalez. Juan Nicasio coming in. Nicasio, of course, originally a Rocky and came up in 2011. It will be interesting to see if Willen Rosario, who's finishing up the game at first base, will come up and face Nicasio, because those two came into professional ball together. Rosario was just 16. Nicasio was 18. They started in the Summer League in the Dominican in 2006. Then, as Willen Rosario leans on the railing watching his pal Nicasio, I mean, they did everything together. In fact, when Rosario needed a place to stay when he was called up to the Rockies, Nicasio volunteered him his apartment. Line drive, and that's going to be a base hit. So Charlie Blackmon comes up with 2 hits and a walk, kind of a murmur of protest for the moment. Drew Stubbs, who is finishing up in center field. Blackmon moved over. Stubbs struggling right now, 0 for 8. On deck, and that's going to be interesting. In fact, Rosario was talking about it, about the thought of facing Nicasio, how exciting it would be if that ever happened. Well, it's going to happen. With the runner going, they don't pay any attention to him. It's a strike to Stubbs. Defensive indifference. 0-1 the count to Drew Stubbs. Oh, and 1. One ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers had McCarthy go 6. He allowed 3 hits, struck out a half a dozen, walked 2. Liberatore, a great 2 innings, retired 6 in a row while striking out 2. And now Juan Nicasio. Nicasio, 29 years old come the end of August. He's the boy who was hit by a line drive and it broke his neck, hit him in the head. But he fought his way back. One ball and 1 strike. And a little ground ball up along third. It's going to be a foul ball. It won't count. It's okay. They're going to have to try it again. Naturally, Stubbs, he's just running. But it was called fouled immediately by third base umpire Tim Timmons. So Drew will come back and try it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. I still can't imagine what it's like for Willen Rosario standing in the on-deck circle, looking out at the man who, as he said, every time I needed anything, he was there to make sure I got it. And now, after all their years together, they're going to go head to head. Nicasio versus Rosario. But right now, Drew Stubbs. Got him. Good fastball. So Stubbs still looking for that first hit. That's the 9th Rocky to strike out. And now here it comes. Willen Rosario facing his close pal Juan Nicasio for the first time. One was 18, the other was 16. They started out together back in 2006. So 9 years. Foul ball, 0-1. Rosario talking about Nicasio, and they are that close. He said, it's going to be exciting. The first time I'll see my brother. They're not really brothers, but they are that close. 0-1. Way out in front of that. 0-2. Rosario, growing up, wanted to be a pitcher, though understandably he kind of gravitated towards Nicasio, but they told him, you're not tall enough to be a big league pitcher. You're only 5'11", so he's a catcher, first baseman. And a high fly ball down the line. Ethier coming over, puts it away for the second out. Holding is Blockman, and that will go in the memory book as DJ LeMahieu comes up. Willen Rosario facing his close pal Nicasio, and he flied to right.
DJ LeMahieu.
Now here's LeMahieu. A 6'4" second baseman hitting .463, a Gold Glover, hit a 2-run home run last night in the 7th inning. Final score, the Diamondbacks beat the Giants 5-1. The Dodgers figure to go up to San Francisco, leading the last place Giants by 6 games. That's right. Of course, the Giants have a lot of problems. They lost Hunter Pence, almost their first game of spring training, hit on the arm. Matt Cain's coming back from elbow surgery, so that's a tender spot. Jake Peavy's back has bothered him. And then when you look at Tim Hudson and Tim Lincecum, they're not particularly winning pitchers anymore. 1-1 the count to LeMahieu. Off the plate. 2-1. McCarthy for 6, Liberatore for 2, and Nicasio trying to put a ribbon on the package here. Dodgers trying to win 7 straight and beat Colorado 9 straight times at Dodger Stadium. A few years ago, they beat San Diego 10 straight. They also beat Pittsburgh 9 straight at Dodger Stadium. 2-1. Just missed. And Nicasio 3-1. I think Juan thought he has a strike then. Todd Tishner said no. Dodgers will be in Colorado in May, and the Rockies will be back here for 4 games in May. And ball 4 to LeMahieu. First and second, 2 down. Nolan Arenado coming up. Arenado single to right, grounded to third, hit back to the box. So Nicasio gave up the single, got a strikeout, now gives up a walk. 2 on, 2 out, 9th inning, 7-0 Dodgers. Oh, and 1. The next time that the Rockies come here, they're here for a 4-game series. starting May 14 through the 17th. So Walt Weiss can't do much about it now, but he'll certainly have a big opportunity to break the Dodger dominance the next time they come here. Corey Dickerson on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. 44,666. Tomorrow an off day. It'll be an off the ground day. The Dodgers will fly to San Francisco in the afternoon and then begin the 3-game series with the Giants, and followed by a 3-game series with San Diego. And remember, they come home to play the Giants on the 27th. Foul back, fastball. 1-2. Seven runs, 14 hits for the Dodgers, a remarkable 7 doubles and 3 home runs. The Rockies, no runs, 4 hits and 1 error. 1-2 to Arenado. Corey Dickerson on deck. Got a foul ball. Boy, was he out in front of that, and just did chip it. And I think he's going to check the bat. Yep. Piece of the bat flying off. Did that, and he was way out in front on the change. So the sliver is being retrieved by the trained sliver boy, who will bring it back to the dugout. All right, 1-2 the count to Nolan Arenado. And a high foul ball that'll be out of play, no chance. Hope you make your plans while we're away. The Giants will be here on the 27th, 28th, and 29th, followed by the Diamondbacks on the weekend of May 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to be fouled away. Arenado has only struck out twice this year. So he makes a lot of contact. Padres, meanwhile, defeated the Cubs 5-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouled away. The Padres will remain a game and a half back of the Dodgers. The Rockies will fall 2 games back, so that means San Diego will climb over Colorado and get into second place. Admittedly, it's pretty early, but it is a horse race, and they're starting to assume their abilities and where they might wind up. And it could very well be that San Diego will be the biggest challenge the Dodgers have this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a line drive at Jimmy Rollins to end the game. So no runs, a hit, a man left, and the Dodgers have a brilliant day. 7 runs, 14 hits, no runs, and 4 hits for the Rocks. Nicasio made 21 pitches to retire the side. Brandon McCarthy the winner on a day that saw the Dodgers produce 7 doubles, 3 home runs, and the player of the game certainly Scott Van Slyke again. Van Slyke today, 2 doubles and a 2-run home run. So that'll do it from Dodger Stadium. We'll bring down the curtain on the homestand. Dodgers won 7 straight, and they've beaten the Rockies 9 straight times here at Dodger Stadium. Next up, San Francisco. We'll talk to you then. Till then, good afternoon, everybody.